Welcome back to Inverted Aviators RC. Today we've got the first of 3 test flights when we are flying these new propellers on the UMX Voodoo. I think it's going to be a really interesting experiment, and if this video is coming out, that means we've already had the full breakdown and analysis, so feel free to check that out because it is pretty interesting. I also want to give a quick thank you to our members on YouTube. You guys are the reason that we are able to do these experiments and these flights, and we really enjoy it. So thank you so much for all your continued support. Without any further ado, let's get into the video. I'm going to try to just get up in the air because we're already recording. There we go. Let's see if I remember. We do have a little bit of wind to deal with. And trimming, it looks like. So I'm pulling back, so I'm going to climb. And then try to pitch forward. There we go. Let's see. Yeah, this is just going to be first getting myself straight up. Do I have... Oh, I am all over the place here. Could be wind as well. But let's see. I gotta put this mighty far forward just to not keep the nose from ballooning up. Whoa. Let's see. I want to make sure I've got everything turned off, safe-wise. Whoa. It's for sure the wind, but I also want to get it trimmed. Let's see. It's already saying it's low, but see, it's still just ballooning up. Let's see, can I... There we go. I just don't want it to nose up. I mean, call me crazy, but... It still feels like it's flying pretty well, apart from the... Yes, thank you. I know it's getting low. Oh, I must have safe on. Oh, maybe not. Maybe I'm just flying into the wind. I can also throw on flaps, because we did add flaps to this Voodoo. I think makes it fly slower, or at least it should. Alright, I'll try to bring it into land and stop that beeping. Let's see, there is a little bit of wind, which was going to make things more fun. But I was going to also get into what the point of all these videos are. Or at least flights that are hopefully coming, barring any craziness from the wind. Oh yeah, and there's also those there, so I gotta watch out for that. Alright, not a bad first start, but I didn't reveal anything. I was just getting our bearings here, and I gotta make sure I don't have safe accidentally turned on. Okay, and let's see if we can get this flying a bit more normally. As I was saying, just getting that back up in the air. No issues there. Of course, I nose over even a UMX plane. No, now we're trimmed. Maybe there was just a battery placement, because I put it as far forward as I can, or I could, in the battery tray, and didn't like that. At least I assume it didn't. But again, the video, or the point of this whole series, and this is going to be broken into a bunch of different flights and then compiled into one main video, but I bought a bunch of different propellers that are about the same diameter, but they've got different, let's see, what's the word, angle? It's got more bite, and they also have 2 propellers instead of 4. So I wanted just to see how do they compare in terms of speed, as well as just how much fun it is to fly, and thankfully there is this marked off white stripes, and I measured off, it's about 330 feet. So that makes it easy to measure speed because I can just time it up with the camera angles and then do the math myself, which I'm not the greatest at, but there is also a bit of wind. So I'm gonna make sure I'm always flying the same direction and not using flaps and trying to make everything as consistent as possible. So this is just the normal propeller to start. And so I'm gonna do what I did the last time I flew this and fly with the wind, fly down and fly at full tilt for 100 meters. And I think I'm gonna be going pretty fast because there is wind. But that was once. I'll try to do it again, maybe dive a little bit lower. I wish the white stripes weren't as close to those goalposts just so I don't actually donk into it, but we'll be fine. But we're gonna fly up, around again, and I really wanna dive into this one because I think it's cool. So we'll dive. Yeah, I know, battery. Okay, that's another one. Thank you for the warning. I won't listen to it, but I appreciate it. I'll throw on full flaps, see if I can slow her down, fly by us. And this is also just to fly this plane again, because I do have projects involving this plane going forward. There is a massive canopy on such a small plane, which I think is awesome. And I really like head trackers, and so I was trying to figure out how to put a tiny head tracker onto any plane, or there are a lot of obstacles to adding a head tracker in general, mostly size, weight, and most importantly the channels, because it's not as easy to just throw on an 8-channel receiver instead of 6-channel receiver, mostly because it's more expensive. There are really small 2 to 3 channel receivers that are out there that you can add. So I'm trying to experiment with things like that, mainly for this plane or like a UMX A10 or something else. That would be really cool to have a head tracker in. And so that's just, I want to fly this plane, A, because I added flaps and I think it's really cool, but also just to get a baseline before I test with other propellers. So just flying low and around. It is a little windy, so it might skew our data a little bit, but I think that you heard the propeller going by. It's going wah, wah, wah. I think that's because we're low on battery, kind of what my transmitter's been saying, but let's try to bring it in here. I'll throw on flaps this time. Nice little double landing. All right, so that's a good baseline. And so if you're watching this, that might be the full video, but just know that there is more coming. So thank you so much for watching. Stick around for more UMX videos like this, especially with the Voodoo, because it's a really fun, really cool plane, and there's more in store for it. So thank you so much for watching.